Do you want a men's group? This has been coming up quite a bit lately, and I wanted to talk to you about it here. Obviously, you can control you. Obviously, the work that I do with you is how to find your power, how to express your truth, how to ask the right questions of yourself and of your partner or your ex-partner in service of getting what you deserve, in service of whether it is having a healthier divorce and getting what you're entitled to, or whether it's creating the kind of marriage that you want going forward, whether it is getting through that initial trauma of the first year. Like there are so many different things that I do when I work with you because even though you don't deserve this, even though you didn't cause this, you have been left with the wreckage. And when we're left with the wreckage, as unfair as it is, we do have to do the cleanup. So I do a lot of work with you on that cleaning up. But here's what I'm really curious about. Going forward, would you be interested in having a men's group? And here's what I'm thinking about for that. Would you want a men's group weekly? Would your partner want one monthly? And what I have done when I work with men before is we talk about their shame, their vulnerability. We talk about how cheating is a coping mechanism, all the things that I talk to you about on the podcast, but we do it on that flip side because it is about them. So, what I do when I work with men is I help them identify what it is they're feeling, what it is they're thinking, what it is they're struggling with. Um, and then, like, help them take accountability because that's something that we ask for a lot. That's something that I talk to you about asking for. Have your partner be accountable, have them own their stuff, have them grow. And then sometimes what I hear is when we go to our partners and they're like, you need to take accountability, you need to be responsible. And the men are going, I don't even know what that means because they're either on one side or the other. I've done a lot of training with Terry Real, and I love his work, but it's about grandiosity and shame. And that so often men are either in that position of feeling entitled. I'm entitled to this. Deserve this. I can do whatever I want. Or they're in that place of shame and depression that whatever I do isn't going to work out anyway. And they can't sit with and process their shame. And then how those two places, the men can kind of bounce back and forth between feeling like I'm a piece of shit and I don't even deserve to live, or I'm entitled to have everything and do everything. So that's what I would like to do in the men's group is work with men um, on their feelings, on their empathy, on an understanding of why they did what they did. Raise your hand, raise all your hands if you ever went to your partner and said, why did you do this? And they're like, I don't know. And the truth is, they're not playing you. They really don't know. Like, they really don't know. They can't process. I did it because it's a coping mechanism and because I'm feeling shame and because I'm feeling not masculine and because I'm feeling old and ugly and unhappy with my life or whatever it is. They can't get there because they haven't been trained to get there. So in a men's group, we will train them to get there. We will talk about empathy. We will talk about what it means um, to identify, to process, to be accountable. We will talk about how they can support you in your healing without spiraling, because that's another big piece. How do they stand up and support you healing without feeling triggered by shame and guilt and remorse and all of that? So if your men get defensive, this group could help them. It's one of those things I would bring my husband in periodically as well, so he can also share his experience. Let me know if you think your partner would be interested in that. I know they would benefit from it. It's just that would they show up or not? I'm thinking to start out just making it an hour. I don't know if we would do it monthly. I think monthly might be good. Um, and that's why I'm asking. Like, if you're asking your partner to step up and do something monthly and they're also doing therapy or something like that, that's a really good balance. If it's the only thing that they're doing weekly, might be a better fit. But if people are also doing therapy and other stuff, that might seem like too much. So that's kind of why I'm asking before I put it out there. Weekly, monthly, just an hour. Well, what might be a good time? I'm guessing an evening might be a good time. Or do you prefer to have your couple time at home? Would it be better to do something around lunch where they could hopefully close the door, whether they're at work or at home, and just pop into a men's session? So let me know your thoughts around that. And the reason I'm asking you and not them is because I'm doing this in service to you. You know what I mean? Like, my goal is to help you have a happy relationship or to have a happy divorce, to have happy co-parenting. My goal is to help you be a happier person. How can you be a happier person? Well, definitely be working on yourself, but also by having a healthier partner. And that's what this is in service of. How can we make the partner healthier? I know when you've shared the podcasts with your partners, it really resonates with them. So I would just love your thoughts on that. Weekly, monthly, afternoon, evening, um, probably not a weekend, but maybe. Um, Being stereotypical, Monday night football, Sunday night or Sunday football, I would think maybe not those days. But just talk to your partner. Think about it yourself. What would you like them to have? And then I'd love to just do a beta group with that. For a beta group, I'd like people to commit, I think, for like 4 times, so 4 months, because that way you can really start seeing the progress. And trying something once oftentimes isn't enough because that first time we feel awkward. You know what I mean? The first time you do anything, you feel awkward. And I think it's important to have that awkward, break it down, and then start seeing the benefit. So I would really like a commitment of 4 months to get through this. I'm thinking fairly low dollar cost, like maybe $20 a session to start and capping it at an hour. And definitely, capping the number of participants as well. So they can get the coaching, they can get the education. Education is a huge piece and the insight they deserve. So dream big. What do you wish your partner had? What kind of education do you wish they had? What kind of support do you wish they had? And let's co-create this. And again, I want to be very clear. You are still in charge of you. Your healing begins and ends with you. You are not responsible for him and his healing. You cannot fix him. And I also want to hold a space for him because when you're working in tandem and you have the same language and you're working and doing the same thing, healing can be faster. And the reason I say that is I just don't want you to listen to this and be like, yay, I'm going to fix him and then it's going to be fine. Because that was something I did. I was like, he's got to get fixed. And he did get fixed. But it wasn't just he has to fix his issues. I had to really take a deep dive into the ways I was abandoning myself, into my perfectionistic tendencies, into all of that. I had to re-empower myself. I would have said, oh, I'm fine, I'm doing well. But I really, like I say, betrayal uncovers the truth. And it uncovered all these truths about me where I could have been doing things with more integrity, with more honesty, with more alignment, with more support to myself. So you still have to do the work. And if I can help facilitate the conversation so you can create a healthier, happier relationship going forward, that is super powerful too. Yes, I do couple sessions. I would love after a few weeks of some of the coaching to be able to come together with you in a couple session. But I really think men need that safe space of their own. And let me know what you think. Have a great week, and I will see you next Monday. And remember, you can join these live if you've got some questions. Join live. The Zoom link is in the Facebook group. Bye.